You awake, Natalie?
No.
Me neither. Well, Ken, I'm awake, obviously, you know.
Sorry. I'm asleep. Crashed out. Out for the count.
Aye. Oh, no worries. Natalie?
What? What, Julian? Oh, sake. I'm trying to sleep. What are you wanting? Well? What do you want?
Nothing, I can't sleep.
Oh, Jinx Crivens, man, I'd never have guessed. Well, Ken, what? I'm awake now too. Wide awake. So let's talk, shall we? So what do you want to talk about?
Nothing.
There's something.
Honestly, it's nothing.
No, there's definitely something.
Alright, well, this is going to sound a bit daft.
Sounds about right for you. Enlighten me then.
It's your big mirror over there.
The mirror? What about the mirror?
I've had... How do I put this? I've had a bit of trouble with mirrors. I've had
a bit of trouble with mirrors. Okay.
Aye.
Okay. Sorry, I'm still in the dark here with the whole mirror thing.
Well, hang on then.
I meant metaphorically, you fanny.
Apologies.
Jesus Christ, man.
Alright.
What time is it anyway, you big weirdo?
4:48 a.m.
Jesus. Early start for us, you know?
You know, I read somewhere that statistically 4:48 a.m. is the time that you're most likely to experience a psychotic episode.
You know, Julian, you always ken exactly what to say.
Oh no, it wasn't that at all actually. It was like your thoughts are at their clearest, you know, your purest.
Oh, you're backpedaling now.
I'm not.
You just made that up, didn't you?
I'm sure I read or heard somewhere about the pure thoughts thing.
Oh, okay. Great. Superb. Pure thoughts all round. Fab.
You know, you look different with no makeup and messy hair.
Thanks.
I've been thinking,
Oh, God forbid.
doing some mathematical calculations. We've been going together now for 3 months. Well, 3 months and a day. It's past 12 o'clock.
Okay. So you're going to finish telling me this mirror story, Julian?
You can. You have to stop and think, don't you? This is how other people see you. You look in the mirror, that's how you appear to other people. But is it though? Really, when you think about it, it's just your own perception. You maybe underestimate yourself, Ken. Or on the other hand, you're maybe overly confident, cocky even. Maybe you're even fully blown delusional. Maybe you look in the mirror and you try and psych yourself up. You're like, I can do this, I've got this. And maybe you're right, you'll succeed. But maybe you look in the mirror and you can see in your own eyes a lie. And you know you're going to fail. Maybe you look and feel tired in the mirror. Or you practice laughing, smiling, crying, looking angry. All these things. Maybe you've just had a shave and you think, oh, I looked better with the facial hair. Or maybe you fear the devil. Can seeing him in the mirror. I'll explain. I went to a Catholic primary school, and this girl in my class told me that if I said, fuck Mary, 3 times in the dark, in the mirror, the devil would appear. And I swear to God, I never slept for about 3 years after she told me that. I had to have the door open and the hallway light on. I don't know how I fell asleep each night, but somehow I did. Ken, the fear was real. Irrational, maybe, but real. And I look back on it now and I realise how unfounded it was, and that it wasn't her fault for telling me that, and that it wasn't my dad's fault for scoffing and sending me packing back up the stairs, back up to the darkness of my room. You know, at the end of the day, there was nobody under my bed or behind my couch or hiding in my cupboard. It was all just my own crazy brain. You know something about you, Natalie? You're a bra listener.
I didn't know you had those kinds of problems growing up.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's alright. Me with my messy hair. You with your 448 pure schizo thoughts. You know, you reminded me of a really happy memory of mine, just as you were talking there.
Go for it, tell me.
Well, my father used to hold me and my sister, we were young at the time, in his arms, and we would look in the mirror and he'd sing to us, "Who are the girls looking in the mirror? Who are the girls looking in the mirror? Who are the girls looking in the mirror? It must be Natty and Eve."
That's quite sweet, that's really nice.
Yeah. I wish you could have met my father. I think yous would have got on.
Aye, were we quite alike?
Nah, no really. But you're a genuine, sincere guy. Trust me. He would have liked you.
I think the main reason these hotels, holiday homes, getaways, all have these big mirrors is because people on holiday like to look in the mirror of the screen. I'm being serious, man.
Don't you man me. Well, what do you see in the mirror then now?
Well, first of all, I see a chick with messy hair, but nice all the same. And in that same breath, one very lucky guy. And,
What?
Lucifer, Satan, the devil.
Oh, get off you. Piss off.
Okay, right, reverse the question. What do you see when you look in the mirror?
Okay, I definitely see a lot of fun. I see potential. I would hope to see commitment and devotion, you know, both reciprocated. Communication.
Honesty?
Honesty? Aye. Aye, to an extent, honesty is important. Aye.
Listen, I've got something to say.
Okay.
I noticed you a long time ago, and ever since I laid eyes on you, you know, I've thought about you. And for things to work out, even just to this extent, that's new to me. And, you know, I clocked you, and we got speaking, and now here we are together. And I like to think that, you know, maybe it's cosmic, and it's fated, and that we're not all alone in this. Or maybe, you know, sometimes I think it's all my own design, and it's all about the work we've put in, the choices we've made, the sacrifices. But, you know, I have a lot of thoughts that don't ever come to fruition, and a lot of thoughts that are just unanswered enigmas or loose ends that I can never tie up. But this time, you know, what I feel for you is like a certainty, and I
think you might have stolen that for Forrest Gump.
Listen, Natalie,
Right, okay, let me just interject just here, because this sounds like a pretty serious speech, and all I'm going to say is we've only been going out for a couple of months, so there's really no need to be crashing in with the big grand speeches.
I hear what you're saying, but meet me halfway on this one, because, you know, I feel compelled to do this, and I wanted to know if... Oh, where is it? Oh no, I need copy some. See, it's not like the movies where they just produce it from up their sleeve. Oh. Where is it?
You're asking me to marry you, aren't you?
Found it. Yes. I am. Marry me, Natalie.
Well, let me just be honest. This whole holiday, this whole getaway, this whole time, I had a motive.
What? A motive? So you're saying no?
I don't know, it's just...
That's a right odd way of saying no, Natalie. That's like someone saying, will you take my hand in marriage? Another person saying, look, I know your tragedy. Or what's your malfunction? It's like someone laying their heart on the line. Another person saying, will you just indulge me for a minute?
You aren't even making any sense.
Well, neither are you. I know I didn't make the action all that good. And I could have been a bit smoother. And I maybe picked the wrong time as well. But you've shot me down, Natalie, in an unexpected kind of way, and I'm just a bit angry at myself for being so stupid.
I'm sorry.
You gave us decaf. What kind of freak even drinks decaf?
Be quiet, Julian, there are people sleeping.
I don't care.
Look, I'm sorry, alright? And I can't explain. It's just because it's not an out and out no.
It isn't.
Let me tell you a story. My story.
And will this story explain your so-called motive?
I hope so. Or at least you'll better see what a selfish person I am.
You're not a selfish person. Rock on with your story then. Do you want a cup of coffee?
A weak black tea. I suppose my story is kind of like your story, but kind of different too. You said something about a tragedy a minute ago? Well, this story, it's a bit of a tragedy. I was 15 when it happened, and he was 2 years older. My boyfriend. His name was Terry. And my dad hated him. They only met twice, but he disapproved of him, you know. His nose ring, the fact he was older, his attitude, as he said. Because Terry hadn't pandered to him when they've met. My father, as I've told you before, he was a bit of a big man. So I think he expected him to be a bit intimidated by him. But Terry was... Well, the boy was... He was so certain, 100% sure about me, us. We were in love, all that. Right from the start and right to the end. He never pressured me either. The thing about Terry was he didn't even live nearby. He was half the country away. We'd met on holiday. Holiday romance, you could say, but not for Terry. There were only a few weeks between the vacation and the next time we saw each other. He just appeared at my door. He rode on public transport from his bit to mine. He had to see me, he said. He needed to see me, he said. And not so long after, he passed his driving test and...
It's okay, Natalie. You can cut to the chase. You can't marry me because you're still in love with him.
No! Well, but...
What?
But then... He's dead, Julian. He died, you see. Terry died. A long while ago. In a car accident. That walk we took today, it was right past the site of the crash.
And so what, you're going to take this love to your grave, Natalie? And you can't be with me?
You don't understand. He was so intense. He vowed he would love me. You know, he said it was forever. And I vowed too. I couldn't help it. It was a full car. I was in the front seat. My pal Vanessa was in the back with his pal. A teenage double date.
Why are you telling me all this, Natalie? Because it doesn't change how I feel about you.
Because I want you to realise that you're not the only one.
The only one what?
Not the only one who's messed up. Not the only one with demons, history. I can remember it all so vividly. It jolts me. Every time. He was showing off. Trying to reach 100 miles per hour. His pal in the back, egging him on. And then, well, he did it. He reached 100 miles per hour. Too late before the corner. And he looked at me. Afraid. God, I can remember his eyes. You've just killed us all, Vanessa said, matter of fact. And then he met the dry stone dike. And everything was hanging in the air for a brief moment. Flash of white for the airbag, and then everything was still. The car lights shone in the darkness of the field. I saw him, lying there, lifeless. I went to him and I begged him to just live. But he was gone. And I was unscathed. And Vanessa was unscathed. And his pal must have been unscathed because he was screaming a million swear words into the air, and I vowed I would love Terry. Always. Eternally. Forever. But then I met you.
And you're a great guy and all that, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I've heard it before, I'll probably hear it again. But tell me the truth. It's because I told you about the Nazi thing, innit?
What Nazi thing?
The men hiding in my room. For no apparent reason, they were Nazis.
Oh, Julian, do you even remember what you said the day? You don't, do you?
No, you'll have to tell me.
It's me that's the screw up. You know, I took you on that walk today because for some twisted reason I wanted to revisit where he had died. I wanted to reassess how I felt, and I was even thinking about finishing it off between us in some crazy, stupid sacrifice in his memory. But do you know what you said?
No, you'll have to tell me.
You were talking about death. You know, your grandmother, how you felt when she passed.
Please, Natalie, don't bring my dead grandmother.
Oh, just listen! Please! You said maybe nothing lasts forever. And you said maybe when we die we just go back to what we were before we were born and all that. You might have said something else, but I can't remember. But then you said, but as long as I have the chance, I'll keep on loving and I'll keep on trying. Because there's no point in giving up on life. There's so much that we just don't know. But as for love, well, it's the greatest thing in the world. It's got to be. And then you kissed me on the forehead, absent-mindedly, and said, I love you, Natalie. And I felt safe.
Absolute poet, eh?
I've been turning it over in my mind ever since because, I do love you and I do want to be with you. And I think deep down, you want to be with me too.
Christ, Natalie. I do. You know that, man.
Don't you man me. I just need...
Time?
Yeah, time.
Puts me in mind of a song. Give me some time, I just need a little time. Give me some time, I just need a little time. Give me some time, I just need a little time. Give me some time, I just need a little time.
Bravo.
You heard that song before?
No.
Well, no, you have. So what now?
Well, you could make me that cup of tea.
Cause everyone I know is gone to bed. That's why I talk to you. Yeah, you bought me another, but I shouldn't have bothered you. God damn it, I had it. Yeah, I was standing right next to it. Yeah, I was standing right next to it. So I keep taking off my clothes. Yeah, I keep taking off my clothes and just hoping that nobody recognizes me. 'Cause you have